Well, hello, you happy people. Welcome to a stop water time where I'm just going to put this down and tell you something embarrassing that happened to me. So, about a month ago, I was at this college opening day, which I really wanted to go to, and I was really glad that I could go along to it. Like, I got a day off of school to go along there because it was a school day. So I had nobody that could go with me, so I was really scared going there on my own because, like, just me going out of my comfort zone just the slightest bit is like me putting myself out there like so much. But I did it, and I'm glad I went. But possibly the worst thing happened to me. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. It was morning, it started at 10:30, I left the house at 10. The place is only a 10-20 minute walk and a 5-minute bus ride away from me, so I had the time. I wasn't afraid of being late. But I got there in time, like, I was there 20 minutes early, but so was everybody else, so it was like, okay, I'm not the only one that's early, and when I first walked into the place I was like, oh great, I'm the only one here who knows me, and I was just like, I felt so lonely because there were other people that were in 2s and 3s and some were just by themselves. So I walked in, I got this lovely little folder telling me about the place, their courses, contents, costing and all of that, which was great to be given all of that. And like, they had the people from the college like talking to the people that wanted to go there, and as you can tell my hands are moving sporadically. So there was a few guys that came up and spoke to me, and I'm glad they did, because it was nice speaking to people, and they were so lovely. They were the sort of people you just like wish you had a shrink ray so you could like shrink them, pick them up, put them in your pocket and just carry them around with you for the rest of your days. At least I know nobody from there will be watching this, so then I don't have to feel embarrassed about this, but oh, I loved them all. They were all so amazing. So, as I sat down to read this file, some guy came over and talked to me. He was absolutely lovely again. Again, I wish I had a shrink ray, but unfortunately I did not. So we were just talking, talking about the stuff that I've done in like theatre, which pantomimes, I've done 3 of them, school, where one I was a dame, which was something. So we talked about that for a little bit, and then their day, like, it struck 10:30, so their day had to begin. So they all went to like their first classes, and the guy I was speaking to, the first one he was doing was acting for a song, which I went to go see, which I absolutely loved. Okay, I went up to the room, and a lot of people were there to begin with, but then other people went through to this other room, which was to see ballet, I think. So the people that were in the remaining room of acting for a song sat down on the floor. I was the last one standing. I didn't want to sit on the floor because I just don't like sitting on the floor, and when you're the only person that's not sitting on the floor, it just becomes awkward, so you're like, I'm gonna sit on the floor. So I sat down on the floor, and the guy I was speaking to, he was up first, and his voice just caught me off guard. I was like, like, it was amazing. Like, if he wasn't looking at me whilst he was singing, and he did, well, I'm not sure if he was, but he was looking in my direction anyway. But whilst he was singing, I didn't want my jaw to drop, because I was amazed at like how good he was. And I didn't want my jaw to drop because he was looking at me, and then that might have just made him think something, and then he might have got embarrassed. I don't know, but I didn't want to be that person that would just like put him off focus, so I had to keep a straight face through it all, and oh my god, that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life, just keep a straight face. But oh, he was so amazing, I absolutely loved it. But then once he had finished, they were moving on to the next person, and it had been like 50 minutes into this course, and like every hour it was like a different course. No, it was the same course, it was just like different timetabling things. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I can't say it because I'm thinking too much. Bah! So I was like, okay, I'll go now before the second person starts, and I feel it's rude to leave when somebody's halfway through doing something. So it's like, okay, I'll go before the second person starts. So I was on the floor. A bunch of people from the other room came in because they heard him, and they were just like behind me, all standing, and I can't believe it. So I stood up from the floor, and it's one of those, since I'm quite fat, like I don't have trouble getting up. It's just like I need the support of my hands to get up, you know, like. But full out when like getting up, you know what I'm trying to put across here. So I went through to watch the ballet for like maybe the rest of that hour, because I did. Then next hour, I can't remember what I went to go see, but I'll quickly check. So the next hour after that, I've got the little like day plan here, because I mean, even though it was over a month ago, I absolutely loved it, and I want to remember every little thing that happened, almost every little thing. So the next hour after that, I went to like the talk about the course that I wanted to do. The hour after that, I went to, what did I go to? Acting through scene work? Yes, I went to something called Acting through Scene Work for, again, like an hour, which was really good. Basically, it was like the person, like if they were going to an audition, how they would do it, what they were doing, and how their character was coming across. Like, could you tell that they were drunk? Yes, no. What is it about? Can you tell the connection between this character and the character they're speaking to without knowing anything about the play? And it was basically stuff like that, which was really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. But then that hour came to an end, and then I went to go check out their second campus, because they have a second area, and it's really nice. Like, both places are nice. Came back, and I started to speak to some people. Like, I was more speaking to people that were alone as well, because then that way we could be alone together, you know, and it was just a nice experience to be alone together with other people. And I met this one person, I believe her first name was Lindsay. I can't remember. All I remember is she's absolutely lovely, and I can't believe I can't remember her name, because she was just the absolute best. Like, she was my friend whilst we were there. So yeah, like, went check out the second campus, came back, started talking to some people, and then the next hour was a student Q&A. We basically just got to ask the students questions about their experience there, what they enjoy about it, what's their life like around this college, and it was just absolutely amazing. And like, there's like so much unity with the people there. It's just absolutely amazing, and I love it. So the hour, once that had finished, it was basically a talk about the performing arts industry, which lasted 30 minutes. Then afterwards, you basically just got to socialise with everybody there, like all the teachers, all the students, and other people branching off of MG that are connected to it, which again, really nice. And it was just such an amazing day, because like even at the end I was like speaking to people again, like people from that place, some of the teachers, and they were just so lovely, which is like, their first impressions are amazing, I can't, to say the least, because again, shrink free and just pick them up, pocket, and just walk off. But like, it was just amazing, I absolutely loved it. But when it struck like 5:30, well, not 5:30, but when it struck like 5 in the evening, so I'd been there since like 10:30 to 5, like my day had just vanished. Like, I didn't notice whatsoever. I was like, where's my day gone? But like, since I love being there, I didn't mind that day not being what it could have been, which would have been me possibly just going to school, coming back to school, lying in my bed. So like I said, I'm really glad I went. So I spoke to some of the people, and they were absolutely lovely, but then I was like, okay, it's 5, I've got to go now. like, the place didn't close till 6, but I just had to go for me. Like, I'd been there a long time, and at 5 it just started getting quite feeling awkward for me, because, like, I don't know about you, but when in a social situation, you just turn to your phone. Which I did do once, but only because somebody asked me what the time was. And at this time I didn't have a watch. So that's what the time was, looked at my phone. And it's like, they were like, oh thank you, okay, I've got to go now, it's lovely speaking to you. Back and forth. She then left. Lindsay, I believe her name was. Lindsay. I don't know, I'm not good with names. Actually, that's a lie. I just can't believe I can't remember her name though. And, like, I spoke to a couple of people, but, like, the conversation just didn't boom, you know? But, like, there was a sizzle, let's say, like, with most of the conversations. But then, it'd be more of a, okay, it's sort of dying now, break off before it's dead, and it's just a horrible experience speaking to each other, you know? And when it came to that time, it's like, okay, I'll leave now before I speak to somebody, and it just becomes totally awkward. So I left, but before I left, I said goodbye to the person who owns the place and I had a really good time, because again, I just think that's really nice to do. So I did that, and then I left. I then got on the bus, and got home. And when I came home, I was like, okay, it's like, what, 5:30 now? The bus was late. It was like 5:30 now. Nobody was in the house because they all went away out. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll go for a bath because I can do that. So I came to my room, like ran the bath, undressed, went through, came back through. Obviously I dried myself, all that, washed. Came back through, put on my clothes, tidying up the clothes that I took off, and to my goddamn surprise, there was a fucking hole in my trousers. Like, it was right in the middle of the trousers. Like, obviously you've got your front crotch bit and then you've got like your back bit. They were right in the middle between the back. And it had been like that, I'm assuming, all day whilst I was at that place, and oh my god, I was in tears of laughter because what else could I do? Potentially the worst thing had just happened to me and I didn't know what to do, so I just started to cry of laughter. But yes, there was like like, it wasn't even like a small hole, like you could fit, was it 4 fingers in that hole? Like, can we just like take a moment? 4 fingers in that hole. Do you know how big that is? For a hole to be in your trousers. The back of your trousers. Which is essentially like in between the ass bit, okay? Which just annoys the hell out of me because like, and like that time I was like standing up through the acting through song, and there was tons of people behind me. Like, I can only think, did somebody see the rip? But I'll never know because I had on this jumper which wasn't that long, not long enough to cover it up. However, I had my bag, which messenger bag, like I had to my left side, and sometimes like the back of my left side, but not usually. So unless somebody was staring at my ass, hopefully nobody noticed that there was a hole in my goddamn trousers. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video because it was the worst day of my life. Well, worst / best day of my life. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to like it because I want to know if you enjoy this embarrassing thing that happened to me, because as much as I didn't enjoy it, I did. I can't lie. But yeah, like the video, subscribe, and you got the rest. Bye-bye. I don't know. Bye-bye. We'll get there eventually.